Hello, welcome to my Etheria Restart Beginner's Guide to PvP. Let's first get into if you are starting on the server 1 or you're starting on a new server. First, if you're starting on a new server, I want you to refresh these crystals each and every day and save these. If you're starting on a server and don't care about staying with the crowd for PvP, you can still compete, don't worry about it. You're just going to need certain units. One of the best units to get early game is Marvel because he can reduce the team speed and resistance to other effects and their turn meter. Turn meter is the base number that happens, so they will reset all the way back in the turn order on the timeline, thus making Marvel one of the best units in PvP for you to go first. Early game, you're going to want to build Marvel with a speed build. Even late game, you'll want that. But in terms of shells early, you're going to go all the way down here and beat Fabian to get that black flag. Now, thing with Marvel, you got to understand he's a one-trick pony. His ultimate's a one-trick. So as soon as that trick is over with, he will be useless the rest of the fight. After you go first, Lian is a great unit to sweep up the rest of the people on the team. Now there's two paths early game you can build Lian. One is with Onslaught with full attack. This will give you 45% attack, as you can see over here. As for shells, I suggest Twilight Knight once you get the epic. If you're still in the early stages, I want you to do Red Comet until you get a little bit later, upgrading into a Tomano Doji. In PvP, all you need is one turn. This is Dorothy. She's a healer that scales off of attack. Now any healing you do in excess when she do Casket's Remedy will turn into a shield, which makes her pretty tanky. Even though her scaling off of attack does make her a tad bit squishy, the shield is a welcome addition to the team. You want to put attack on all these slots, thus making her a pretty unique healer in that way. You do still want her to be fast, so I would go with speed modules with attack right here, or attack percentage or attack power. I do understand that everyone farms modules an insane amount. All right, for Dorothy, let's get into her shell progression until you find a better option. You want to start her off with a Scorpion Queen, upgrade her to a Teacher Owl. Low key, since she's a unique healer that scales off attack, Tomano Doji, pretty good pick for her. Then you will get into a Black Flag. At this point, I would say you would have a better healer. Like Valerian is a great healer in PvP. Due to her S5 modules, you either want to have HP or HP bonus. However, the card's melee, and this is Cure. This will give you an extra 10% HP. Her S3, her shield scales off at HP, so you really want that synergy. As for shells, your progression should go like this. Start off with a Scorpion Queen, work your way up to Teacher Owl. You can make a pit stop at Star. Do not sleep on Star. It's a very good shell for her because it gets to decrease her very long cooldown, and that's what we're trying to get, shells that decrease her cooldown. Now you could just stay on Teacher Owl, or you could go over here and pit stop at Black Flag if you want your Valeria to be a little faster. Ultimately, you should land on one of the best shells in the game, which is Artisan. I know it says something about defense, just get a little defense on her and then get the rest into max HP. It will be a big enough shield. The main thing about Artisan is Time Weave. This will allow a chance to reduce one of her cooldowns. It's a 35% chance, and you want to do that because of her ultimate. Her ultimate is on a very long cooldown, and you want it to be shortened ASAP. If you're freshly new on the server, your banner should be Freya. Along with another one, you should be summoning on Freya because she is a great unit that can purify you, especially in PvP. Her being a more faster unit, there are two ways to build her. One through her skill Nightmare or Dream of Chaos. Once you inflict 2 turns of Nightmare, people take more damage and heals the attacker by that damage dealt. If you're going down the Nightmare route, please build her with effect accuracy so you can apply the Nightmare debuff to the enemies on the field with speed modules, so you can go first in PvP. Second way, you can build her through the Dreamwave route, which will allow her to make your team a little bit more tanky and a little bit more. This will allow you to make your team more tankier, which will allow you to survive more attacks in PvP. You would build her through the defense percentage or just flat defense if you don't farm a lot of modules, and still build her with the speed module as well. Either way you go, your shell progression is gonna look similar. Start with Scorpion Queen. Little caveat, you're probably not gonna have Freya at that point, so don't worry about that one. I will go into Unbridled Science. You still might not have Freya here, but If you do, go on Bridal Science on her. And then you'll get into a black flag, which will make her a little faster, which you need to do because you'll need her fast to get Artisan, which will allow her, especially on the defensive route, to put a big beefy shield on the lowest HP percentage ally. This is good. Also, as a bonus, one of the matrices is speed. Really to pay attention to this stuff. Throughout the whole video, I've been kind of saying, hey, look at these matrices. Look that these matrices match up to the build that you want to go for. I do not want you going for a shell that don't have the right matrices that you are looking for on your modules. Anyway, that's my early PvP guide to Etheria Restart. Please enjoy the rest of the beginner guide series here on the Gabe Goy channel.